Trigger.
That's true. We are live. Hello, family. All right. So
Hi.
today's topic is soul contracts. It is, there's not a whole lot of, uh-oh, hold on. We got an echo. There we go. You don't want two of me going. No way.
Is it
Okay.
in the head still, Jen, or is it
I
on
got
the
an echo.
computer?
Let's take care of that echo. There we go.
Okay. Anyway, there's no scientific explanation for soul contract because this is a spiritual thing and it's almost a matter of opinion or energy feel. So we'll break it down the best we can and then we'll take your questions. And I see that many people just want to flat out know what their soul contract is, and it's not quite that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Because your soul contract has many different considered a tree, and all the little branches have little tiny branches off of that, and each one of those is a contract. So when I get ready to pull cards today on that specific question, if you want to know what your soul contract is, the spirit's just going to pick up on the main one where the energy is at that time, because we'd be here forever if I did everyone's individual soul contract.
That's your contract, Jen.
That's my contract. Mine's covered in tape because I keep trying to rip it up, and then Yeshua says, no, here's some tape. Go back and do it again.
Well,
wait a minute. You've been here once before.
Well, mine's trigger because it seems like my contract is to trigger you guys so you can spiritually grow. So I love my job.
You cannot trigger me.
That's because you're laminated.
You just let your fingers do the walking. I guess that's the way you trigger me.
I try, but you're laminated.
You're laminated. She slides right off of that Vaseline. I'm just saying.
I am prepared.
See, she even brought it. There you go.
No, Mr. Bill, no.
I said I'm going to bring it today.
Okay. I am starring questions. Coffee shops are open.
While you're starring, Jen, do you want me to begin?
Sure.
All right. Let's see. We should start from the beginning, right, King?
It's always a good thing.
Okay, before we start on that, there was something I did remember to share with you guys.
Oh, early Vippy.
No, it's not a Vippy. It's not a question. I promised this on the last show, so I keep my promise. There's a YouTuber, Alberto Viadolo. He is a shaman, and it's called Calming the Restless Mind. And there he talks around 7-minute mark, serotonin blockers, that chlorinated water disconnected our hypothalamus. So hence depression, anxiety, stress. So he suggested there are 2 SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, I believe. One is L-tryptophan, and you take that in the morning. It's about 500 milligrams in the morning. And then you take 5-HTP, about 200 to 300 milligrams or micrograms, I'm not sure, at bedtime. And that HTP helps sleep and mood improvement. However, you have to take it constantly for 6 weeks. You will not see an improvement until 6 weeks because that's when the hypothalamus reconnects.
Now, can we just eat a turkey leg? Isn't that tryptophan where it comes from?
Well, if you're going to eat turkey every morning, well, L-tryptophan, so probably the left wing every morning. I don't know what L is. But that L is supposed to be in the morning for clarity, but the other one is to help with sleep. And I believe a lot of people now, including you, Jen, are lacking sleep.
Yes.
So, no. King's saying no because he doesn't even know what sleep is.
He's like, can you please define that? What is that exactly?
Please.
Sleep a longer nap. It's a longer nap. All right. So I promised I would find that information. So I did. And if you guys want to look on his channel, there's some really nice stuff.
And disclaimer, no one's here as a doctor.
Well, I could pretend to be in my acting life.
Where as much of a doctor as Jill is, okay?
And with every prescription that Nadia hands out, you will get a free sample of Vaseline. Okay.
Ooh!
But wait,
and
just one.
vinyl gloves.
I couldn't find flea collars. I tried.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Terry doesn't know what sleep is either. I would like to know what sleep is more than 45 minutes because that's all I can seem to do in one setting.
Wow.
Mine is broken up throughout the day.
I wish I could do that, but it's just too crazy. Now the kids go to school tomorrow, so maybe.
It's gonna be exciting.
They're excited, but little man has to wait till the 19th.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, he's going too?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Lee's at work. Kids are going to be in school. Now I have 2 more adults I need to get rid of. Any suggestions?
Adult school.
Give them your credit card and have them go out shopping.
No.
No. I think volunteer work would work. Volunteer work at the library or so.
No, they're going to get working paid jobs.
Ooh. This is, wow. See, the Leo, we're all moving back into retrograde and now new things are coming out. That's being creative. That's awesome.
Okay. So, soul contracts in general, we've had many because of the forced reincarnation and non-forced. Some have been volunteer. We volunteer for these things. I know you're asking yourself why, but because we have a lot of things to learn. But
and also, it was an honor. I mean, not many people who came for this big change was able to come in. Is that
now
true?
I think my personal opinion is this time around towards what we call, I don't know how else to word it, the end days or this time of the coming into the golden age or the age of Aquarius. Mm-hmm. I think it's a combination of us volunteering and also being asked to do it from our creator because of the strength of our souls. Like he needed the best of his warriors to come in at this time. Watch him. He's posing.
Or the strategic one.
Or because Nadia had a great supply of Vaseline.
The dreamers.
I slipped in.
Well, and part of our soul contract, like one of those little fractals in our contracts, like I have an individual contract with King. I have a contract with Nadia. I have a contract with everyone in this chat room. There is a reason that we're all brought here at this time. That's not counting your biological family, your friends, your coworkers. Those are all individual contracts.
And the cool thing is,
a load of me.
A lot of us here on the live chat, we're also on the Telegram live chat. So Terry, if you want to plug that in, go ahead. But if you talked about our history of how we got to your channel, Jen, it's like we went through the same YouTubers.
Yes.
And to me, that was so awesome. Hey, did you know this guy? Yeah, I watched him too, basically about the same time. So that's when you know definitely we are contracted to be together.
Yeah. The original OGs who all started out in the same place. And eventually that's when the Lord just said, you're going to start your own channel because they're going to need a place to go. And I went, what? Because this was not my plan, that I know of, but apparently it was.
It was, and it's been growing since in a beautiful way.
Yes,
because we also noticed that Jen doesn't go at the end anymore.
No, I don't. It's in my head, but I don't do it physically anymore.
Prior to this past life, was it not the idea for soul contracts to bring more lessons in from the karmic wheel that we didn't get to from the past lives, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really hard to get this outside of the elimination, but I'm trying.
I know. We'll take you however we can get you.
Ooh.
Well, covered in Vaseline, apparently.
We prefer chocolate.
Chocolate
Yeah.
Vaseline?
I think if you think about us as individuals, but as a collective, we all have a lot of the same things that we're trying to overcome.
Yeah, getting rid of Geminis. Sorry,
No
kid.
offense to any Geminis
You're
in the chat.
laminated. It didn't hurt you. You are laminated. All right. Well, go ahead, Jen. I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
No, it's fine. But we all are learning a lot of the lessons. But once again, it goes back to we were, I think, asked to do this or volunteered for this particular time because look at the strength that we have individually, but as a collective.
Yes.
And how we grow. It doesn't have to be a massive channel with tens of thousands of people. It starts with small groups of really powerful spiritual people and let it grow from there.
Exactly. And we have some wanderers who are still looking for their soul contract.
Right.
So they come in and listen. They may stay, they may not. It's almost like I sent Jen a picture of Hans Wilhelm. He's very good at doing short 15-minute content about spirituality. And he talked about soul contracts and how we, before we are born, make up these contracts with people that we knew or maybe didn't even know us then,
I think this is the first one.
Well, yeah. See, we're all up there in blue. That's our spiritual. And the person who has that not so happy face, so that's the one that contract covered in tape.
Yes.
So no, I'm kidding because you know love, Jen. I know you do. So this person has a soul contract in his review, his ups and downs, and his main thing is he wants to learn love. That's what he's coming down to earth to understand love. But like they said, when like attracts like, he is born and fits into a family that they don't even know what love is. So hence a lot of us came down being confused, maybe abused, maybe disassociated with our parents. So this is what makes you start to learn the lesson of what love isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So now see, the baby is born and looking for attention. So Jen, the next slide shows him growing up, this person growing up.
I found my attention, by the way.
Yeah, of course. You found your love because we all love you.
I found my harem.
Your harem.
Your harem.
So growing up as a child, there's that emptiness that he is searching for. So when he grows up, he realizes, now I know what I was searching for. Hopefully learns his soul lesson.
Right.
And
these are great illustrations because Lee and I were both brought up into families that didn't express or show love.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's interesting how we both get together, but made a contract. And we did this verbally when we got married, that we would be the complete opposite of the way we were raised. I mean, we would have respect for our elders and those principles that we were raised on. But as far as the physical affection and showing love, we agreed that that would be a huge part of raising our children and now showing our grandchildren. So I think we both kind of fixed our contracts there, living and breathing it. So you can see the proof. There's no longer that generation that never says, I love you, or shows it in, people show it in different ways, but there was something that we needed. We lacked the verbal and expression.
I used to have a lot of clients who used to say, but they never loved me. And just like in this picture, they didn't even know what love was. Their idea of love, basically, I fed you, you had clothes, everything was cleaned, and you went to school. For them, doing those motions was love.
Right.
And I think sometimes now they overly show love where they don't even know what love means.
Yeah.
They say it without that emotion behind it.
True, because then you're just checking a box and going through the motion.
Yeah.
And then you've got people that feel that the way to show love is to buy things.
Exactly.
You can purchase someone's love, but love we know is a feeling. But with God, it's a tangible thing because He is liquid love.
Exactly. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that. We're not looking for the emptiness. Like there was one time, I think it was a Instagram or YouTube little thing that the kid said to his mom, I love you when you give me cookies, but I don't love you if I don't have cookies, you know? So it is learning. Now, another thing I found out a while back was even the timing of your birth, what sign you land in, is a contract with your parents of what they needed to learn. So let's say, for example, here's me patting me on the back.
My parents didn't learn anything.
Well, my parents came from two different countries, one came from Palestine, one came from Brazil. And coming to America, what did they need? The firstborn was a Taurus. I had to teach them to be grounded here.
Yeah.
So each child, and my mom, my mom and dad, God bless them all, had 6 of us in different signs. So
that teaches them patience.
It teaches a lot of contracts. So,
yeah.
I mean, when we say our divine creator is so amazing, it's because of what we have, what we're learning now. Right. His divine plan for each and every one of us. And of course you can change it, even though Jen tried ripping it up and King laminated his.
I'm still trying.
We have free will, but however, that lesson is going to come in one way or another.
Let me tell you, Yeshua's got some pretty strong Scotch tape. I'm chuckling at Tosca about, having that dad that says, hold the flashlight right. And you know what you learn from that? I bet Nikki can hold a flashlight without breathing now, and it won't move.
No, the other screwdriver, not that
one. Oh my God, I remember that. What's a Phillips?
Is that the guy down the road? What?
No, there's a Standard. I don't know why it came up Standard and Phillips, but Phillips is
Standard and Phillips.
Cross tip.
Okay, Colleen has a good point. There is conditional love. I'll love you if you do this. You have to check some boxes and then I will love you. Yes, that is another form of it.
Yeah, but as we raise our frequency, we end up learning unconditional love.
Right.
So that's what we are trying to strive for. And it's testing every now and then.
Well, of course it is. And because our creator is unconditional love, we as a creation of him, we need to learn how to have that as well. Easier said than done, especially with some of the people in the way of the world. But some of your best friends and family members can upset you, but you love them through it.
Yep.
And we've had to learn that. And sometimes that's just and there's nothing wrong with taking a breather and walking away and taking a break, because that's it's less murdery. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Is he taking a break from us? Is that what
he slid off the desk? The Vaseline was too much.
Oh boy.
Okay. Take a break.
So the thing you mentioned before, though, see, we have to love him unconditionally, John. I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we'll love him.
As part of your contract, I made sure it was put in there. Fine print, right down.
That's why you laminated it. That's why we couldn't change it. But you mentioned the strongest volunteers. There were supernovas. Strongest volunteers were warriors. They don't give up. They challenge. And we've been here on this earth for so long that we've learned how to keep going. I mean, in this lifetime, how many of us, this is my example. I wanted to take a knee down. I'm like, please let me throw the towel in. I am done. But we always end up standing up and continuing to do what we do.
Right.
So we are the warriors. We are here. We are the light workers who came down here to shine our light, to change and help other people know that they are the light also.
We are
Right.
the world.
We are the people.
You know,
We are
just
the world.
I think almost everybody at some point in their life has had a moment of wanting to throw in the towel. But
Oh
how
my
many times in our lives have we? I didn't say flick anybody with a towel there, King. Okay, let's throw in the towel.
Well, I think the proper word is fling.
Okay, fling.
That flick.
But we have also had many moments to where we refuse to accept the word no. Because of our stubbornness, we kept going. So, and I still do that. I mean, when you challenge life and go ahead, make me.
And then you have a bunch of littles that reflect the same thing that says, what does no mean?
Yeah. Well,
Why? Why?
They could be littles that don't know that they're human.
I do want to tell that about Zia because that was hilarious, and you could tell about Harley. But I love that they asked her, "When you grow up, what do you want to be?" And she says, "Definitely not human."
Yeah,
because they see what's going on,
and it's out of nowhere. And then we're just the other night at dinner, Harley setting the dinner table, and she was counting out forks of how many people we had. So she's counting out 3 for the 3 littles, and then she said, "Here, these are ours." And then she said, "Here's the 4 for the humans." And I went, "What? You're not human?" I never did get to the end of that story, but out of nowhere, she says, "Give this to the humans."
I think that's amazing. So, do you want to say about the grandparents?
So, am I frozen?
You're frozen in time.
You're blurry and you're frozen and you're.
I got stuck on the tape.
There you go.
Okay.
Let's say
Use some of that Vaseline and get her off that tape.
I'm gonna have to. It's a little sticky around here.
All right. Do you want to talk about the grandkids and the parents, or Jensen's?
Oh, go ahead and mention the lady in the video because they might want to go and watch that.
Okay, yeah, because I think that every time I'm gonna say where I got this information, just in case anybody wants to go and look into it. Sherry Divband, amazing with children, gifted children, talked about soul contracts. There's a part 1 and a part 2. What I found in part 2 was because we were supernova strong volunteers that came in, and a lot of you on the live chat also have this, that you're raising your own grandkids. So the reason why is the grandparents were awake. They understand what's going on. Their children refuse to come out of 3D. They want to stay in that matrix. But the star seeds are the grandchildren. So it makes a connection, a bond between grandparent and grandchild. And it's to teach the parent to get out of the matrix.
Yeah.
So,
or giving the option. And there is some, it causes a little bit of a rift because there are many things that I'm closer to the littles about.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are things that I will never be able to do because I'm not their mother.
Are you not human?
I haven't figured that one out yet. What day is this?
All right. So, and then also let's say about when you come in from the soul contract, once you incarnate, you go through this veil of forgetfulness. And the forgetfulness is to help you learn to know that everything is an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
So our veil is getting thinner and thinner, and I feel like we're connecting more and more to our higher selves. So that is what the purpose of keep coming in. And all of us said, hey, if I remembered that I came in for this contract, I wouldn't come in.
Well, do you know, if we actually knew our contracts and we didn't have that spiritual amnesia, we would be very deliberate in hunting for those things that we needed instead of just, and that's not living your life.
That's
You're
like
supposed to live an
Eas-
experience.
yeah, it's like Easter egg hunting versus geotracking. You know, if you Easter egg hunt and you got everything you needed and said, "Okay, beam me up, I'm done," you wouldn't experience your humanness.
Right.
Same. It's like going through life on a scavenger hunt rather than learning anything.
Exactly. Because you wouldn't enjoy, it would all be work and no play.
Exactly.
Makes Michael a dull boy.
Yes.
Yeah, and that leads you to the second purpose is life purpose. Your life purpose is for you to go through the experience, not just to say this is what I needed to learn, but how did you achieve learning there?
Right.
Learning that.
And soul contracts aren't just, when you talk about life purpose, it's not just about our humanitarian projects, whether they're now or in the future. It's not really about that. You are your soul contract. Is learning and understanding who you are and finding self-love and all those different people that you need to meet to check all those boxes, so to speak. But if you never experience pain, you wouldn't know what joy was.
Exactly.
How are soul contracts made, and with whom? I mean, you don't just automatically come up with your own contract. It's got to be done by somebody else.
No, it goes through
with your
you
input.
go through your higher spirits, and they have councils. Jen,
Or would it be like
talk about
ascended
that?
masters or something?
I think it's well, because we're fractals of ourselves in different densities and dimensions, but it's about the creator. When he created you with a purpose.
Right.
So it's kind of a stair step, and you have to have the creator. And then you have to have your guides who are going to have to guide you. And like Wings has to save my butt every time and turn around. He's got to be willing to do that.
You know, he told me he was awful tired too.
He is. Well, we're both tired. We both need a nap. But it's a little bit of both. So you have at the very top, the creator and what he wants, but he's a gentleman and never forces anything against free will. I think suggestions can be made. But see, when we're there, we have no concept of pain, suffering, and hurt. So we just think, ooh, stronger soul. I'll check all the boxes. I'll go through that. That sounds wonderful. And the angels are going, you sure about that?
There is actually a story about that, Jen.
Okay.
It's one of the smallest souls that say, I want to experience this and this and this. They wanted to go through. And when you want to experience it, they don't tell you how you're going to experience it.
Right.
So if you want to know love, it didn't, you thought you're going to go to a loving family and experience it. No, you're going to go through like hell in order to find out what love is. So this little soul said, please let me know. I want to learn this and this and this. But their guide said, I don't think you should. It's a little too, no, I want to go. Are you sure? You know, they will make sure,
right,
dotting all the soul contracts. So now she goes through her soul family and says, I need you to do this for me. You'd experience this with me. So when she came down and incarnated, she was in abuse and sexual abuse. But these are all family that agreed to do that to her in order for her to learn.
Right. Yeah. And it's a hard concept to kind of soak in, to think that you have a contract with the abuser.
Exactly.
It's hard to believe, but that abuser was probably the abusee in a different path.
Yes.
And so it's all, that's how fractal these contracts are. So if you have suffered something like that, that's one contract. And then the parent that may have helped you through it, that's another contract. It's broken down so small. So that general, what's my soul contract? That could be anything. Now I'm going to pull, because I've got multiple people in here that want to know. Spirit's going to pick up on what they want you to focus on right now.
Yes.
And that may eliminate 99 different contracts that you have with other people. They're going to focus on that one where your energy is right now.
Yes. And also, even if it's a person crossing the street that prevented something from happening to you, that was a soul contract from a soul family. That was a soul family who did that
Yes.
to help you.
Yeah.
I wonder if a life path number has anything to do with the soul.
Yes, it does.
Numerology and spirituality are hand in hand. I don't
Yes.
always understand it, but they are very connected.
Well, Dragonfly, I did add your numbers because I wanted to show you something. But let me finish this last thing. And then I got 6 types of soul contracts I want to go through, if that's okay.
Okay.
But there is also part of the soul contract is, and hence, did you see? Okay. Hence my name. It's the people that you love the most, they trigger you the most because that's their soul contract.
Right.
So when you're angry at somebody, you have to understand why they triggered you to be angry as your inner work, not theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used to say to people, they like, you really trigger me. And I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Because there's something that you have to learn from it.
So basically, Nadia is a lighter. She ignites something in somebody. So she's here to set the world ablaze.
Nadia's the trigger. I'm the wick. I'm the fuse.
I ran out because I was so busy last night.
Uh-oh.
Trying to get a new lighter. Okay. So let's do the 6 types of contracts because that.
Well, let's pause questions. I have 19 starred and I still have some in coffee. So that's a lot of questions. So let's pause for right now and let Nadia do her spiel, and then we'll continue.
Schmazel?
Yep, Schlemazel.
Spiel, Schmazel.
Okay, so there's 6 types of contracts. This is from a YouTuber called Psych Simplified. And that's the title of it, 6 types of soul contract. One is a drifting soul contract, migratory, agrees with another soul from another planet. So say, for example, we were super warriors and we're chosen to come down here. We're representing the soul families that were not allowed to come down here. So learning one of their lessons that they had to learn. That's 1. 2, planetary contracts. They can go beyond the physical spirituality, tuned up with other beings. So planetary, it's not even part of our own galaxy. It's other galaxies too, almost like multi-universe. So we're learning multiple events of that soul contract of what happens with different free wills.
Well, think about just like with the Federation, there's so many different galactic families out there. You may be part of one. You agreed to come out here and have a human experience and deal with all this because a lot of those species or family members, they do not experience all this 3D stuff. They don't have a lot of the pain and the suffering and the human things that we have. Apparently, when we sign these contracts, the earthly human experience is the one everybody wants because it's the most challenging. And we, being here right now, are going, what is wrong with you? But we agreed to do it too. So
I just enjoyed myself the first time coming down here.
I know.
I couldn't get enough.
He's so precious. He loved on himself. He can't give it up.
In that way, not only are we eating popcorn here, they're eating popcorn going.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay, 3rd is a galactic primary originator, groups of souls that get together on similar frequency for the supreme being. So a lot of us are joining our collective. So all of us had a soul contract to shine our light for our creator.
Yes.
Okay, now there's number 4 is karmic contract. So say you were in a past life and you did something wrong. You come back with that karma.
Never.
Teaches us lessons. Well, let's ask King. He ate the apple.
Yes.
Was it you that ate the apple? So you're still learning that karma. Did you stop?
He learned never to listen to his wife.
I'm still blaming Eve for that.
So
if it wasn't for her, I would never have taken the bite. All right.
So the partner can, you make a mistake. So what you did, like Jen mentioned before, to the partner, now they do that to you. So you have to learn that karmic lesson. So I'm going to say one thing that was funny. I had an Akashic reading one time, and she brought up my brother in a past life was my wife. And we had children, and I guess I left them. I walked away, hence the name Chaz. I probably found somebody else. But
yeah.
On that note, now my brother is here. My siblings are here, my sisters, and the way they act. And I mentioned that to them once. I said, no wonder I left you guys. You guys are so demanding. But it was on Thanksgiving. I mentioned to my brother, I have a suggestion. And he says, I know what to do. You can't tell me what to do. And I'm like, you're still my wife.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So those are karmic lessons. So I had to learn not to give a suggestion, let him figure it out himself.
Right. Yeah, and that is a problem as if you're an empath, because I am, and I'm part of my contract is learning to tone it down with the empathic part, because I'm a fixer. I want to fix everything. Regardless, I could be falling apart myself because I had to learn self-love. I have to fix myself before I can fix everyone else. So it's like, the Lord tends to pull the reins back and go, you need to fix yourself, honey. Stop trying to. I think it's because I didn't have the answers of how to fix myself. So if I could fix everybody else, I'm doing something. So this is a process that later in life I finally learned. I've had to tone down being an empath. Stop trying to fix everyone. They have to learn it themselves, because that karmically is what they need to do. And your contract karmically is learn to say no.
Yeah.
Yes. And Jen, do you remember when we first met? What was your favorite phrase you used to tell me? Because I always tried to fix everybody too. You remember?
I had multiples. Don't tell me what to do is one of them.
Not the ones in your head.
Oh, well, I was always doing.
You ain't Jesus.
Well, I'm Lord Jesus help me is one of the things that I always say. But I say a lot of things like, I got this.
No. Or me, it was, you ain't Jesus. You can't.
Oh, you ain't Jesus. Stop trying to fix it, because you ain't. I still that. Yes, Joe's in there going, I remember what it is. You ain't Jesus. Yeah.
Or saving the world is not your purpose in life.
It's not your job. And Jesus himself has told me that. Well, you ain't me, so stop it. And it's
but you said I could do things greater than you.
Well, but then I flip it back and forth, because this is where Yeshua and I will butt heads, because I'm like, don't tell me what to do. And he's like, all right.
Yeah, just like
you walk on water.
Yeah, exactly. I'll float, but that's about it.
Okay.
But
I'll bob.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Jen.
Yeah, it's a very loving, unconditional. There is no force against free will. All right, if that's the way you want to do it, go for it. Yep.
Okay, so number 5 is animal contracts. You have soul contracts with animals.
Yes.
They have souls, and humans, they help human souls on their journey. Even the animals in the food chain have a contract with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, is it the native Indians that said when they wanted to hunt a buffalo, the one buffalo would come in the circle?
Yes.
And that's how connected we were with animal and earth, that they would volunteer themselves as a contract. So we have to go back to that instead of just not knowing where food comes from.
Well, apparently I have a contract with demanding hummingbirds that I need 2 more feeders.
They got to learn to share. There's love. All right. Last one is practical synchronistic contract. And this is a hard one to explain, because it's almost like a surprise quiz. You go through a contract that you did not know you were going through until you go through your life review. Yeah. So they'll throw in a contract that you were not expecting in your journey.
So there can be more than one contract in your lifetime.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you're not even set to look for that one because you don't know what it was.
Well, if you think about it, you can have multiple contracts with one individual because, like losing Michael, that was a huge thing. I had a contract with him, of course, to be my child. I had a contract with him to help him and learn about diabetes and, health issues
Yes.
and learning how you could be such a large human being and be so gentle. I had a contract with him to lose him so young. And one of the part of that contract was also I had to lose him to gain back the rest of my family.
That's the surprise contract, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So these little fractal contracts, some can be gigantically long. Those are usually the ones with your children and spouse. And some of them can be very brief and short. And just like when I was closing out Michael's bank account and things like that, I sat and I had a brief contract with the banker. We sat and cried, I made her cry. And we sat and held hands and cried and prayed together.
Oh, beautiful.
Because she had lost her son. And those are brief little contracts. If you're helping the old lady across the street carry her groceries, that act of kindness is a contract.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can see how far this show could go on and on and on. Everywhere you look and turn, every animal, every human, every non-human, even the NPCs. We think about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Even wildlife. How many animals come up to you and you're like, what does that mean? That's a contract. They're telling you, stick on your path.
Well, Mother Gaia herself, how you treat her, where you live, the land that you put your feet on. That's a contract with her. So for some reason, we all chose to be here at these crazy times, but they're crazy. They're exciting. I mean, I think they're more exciting than anything. That's why we don't talk about triggers. We don't get triggered so easy when we hear news now. We're like, yeah, whatever. Okay, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
We really don't get triggered by those things. And I think once you get to that point, you're mastering your contract.
Exactly. And divine is intervening because the ones who try to avoid releasing their traumas from the contracts, because yes, when you grow up, you carry all that trauma and you're carrying all past life traumas. And so now we have these giant planets going into retrograde just to get you close to spirituality and oneness.
Right. I want you to think about everyone in here that if you, and I love these questions, if a past loved one or an animal has a message, 9 times out of 10, that message is the same as the next person. Stop worrying so much about this world and the worldly things because it means nothing.
Does
what
my
means
dog
is
have a message for me? Yes.
But generally, the message is love yourself, love your people, and love God, and leave and just let it go. Let it go. Easier said than done, but that shows you the ego versus your soul, spiritual. What's important and what's not. We try to hang on to something tangible to control it. I know this. I speak from experience. If I can't control it, I'm very uncomfortable.
Yes. And I think that's what 2020 was all about, to have you step out of your comfort zone. So there was something I was going to say about that.
She's lost her thought.
It just slipped from all the Vaseline.
The Vaseline slid right out.
There was something you said, and I remembered. And then they're doing the no arms and legs riddles, and I went, Chip. And then I said, shit.
NPCs, maybe?
All right. I guess it wasn't important. It'll
Obviously
come back.
Not. Just put it on.
Got it.
Vippy.
It just reminded me what message my dog has for me. When we do answer some of these questions, we know that after the show, other people come and watch the show. So we're not, picking on one person. If there's an example and the divine says, okay, go with it, it's because we're teaching others.
Right.
So we're not isolating a person. We're just helping.
No, but we're including ourselves in that too, because we're still here. We're still learning. This is an ongoing thing. Pinch me. I am still here.
Speaking of also of us being excited about this whole new world thing, how many of us go outside and go, what timeline are we on today?
Constantly. Well, have you ever, it's normal for every once in a while to say, what day is this again? Now, how many people can be in my camp and say, I don't know it any day. I don't know the hour. Everything feels off. I have to stop and physically look at a calendar to figure out what day it is. What time is it? You should see me typing up on the community page every week what the schedule is. What day is that again? I don't know.
Even when it's on that day, it doesn't feel like it's that day. Hey, Brother Sean, welcome.
Come on. Did you get a day off? It's a miracle.
He even put his name in caps because he wanted us to.
That's right. He needs a day off. Well, Colleen, that's good. She has no concept of time. That's because your creator is beyond space and time. And when you get to that point on that level, you just want, first of all, it's not relevant. It's just, we're just going through motions. Time is something that's a man-made concept.
Yeah, but we still have to be connected with 3D.
Yes.
12 o'clock.
You're at 46 minutes in, and you've got 20 questions already in the queue.
Translation, Nadia. There? He's triggered, and he wants us to reel it in.
That's right.
Okay.
No. I'm slippery.
Okay, now we're ready.
I'm slippery. He's not reeling me in today. But I did want to say yesterday, your show was funny when you put my question on and it was like, can Jules help me lose weight?
Yeah. And if Nadia can do it through Jules, can I do it through Nadia who's doing it through Jules? We could have gone on and on and on.
Yeah.
Poor old Jules, she got a lot of work to do.
And
I enjoyed that chat yesterday.
And that's the thing, guys, as we're going through this spiritual journey, you have to love. Negative does not, laugh. You have to laugh. Negative does not like it when your frequency goes up high. And yes, we are going through hard times and family issues and all that stuff. And then we make a joke like, is it legal to kill someone here? And it's not because we're having that negative thought of permanent, what is it called when you're working on a murder plot? But it's
premeditated.
Like
I know those words.
And that's why I'm in a different state.
Wait until they get a load of me.
But you have to laugh, because if you do laugh, it takes that frustration or wherever you're at and you go to a higher level.
Yes.
Great medicine.
And it's nice to know that this community understands and appreciates and participates in sarcasm, because if you can take a joke and we can throw you under the bus and you enjoy the ride, that's good.
Okay. Yeah. Disclaimer, guys. I do not have fleas. I do not have fleas. Your 8-ball was wrong yesterday. All right.
I never said the 8-ball was 100% right all the time. It's just 99%.
It needs recalibrated.
Yeah, you better shake it a little more, because that was a wrong answer.
Yeah, Mary Jones told me yesterday I was full of piss and vinegar, and I said, that's a compliment around here.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started with some questions. Like I said, contract questions, Spirit will pick up on what you need to focus on right now. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with Miss Charlotte.
Look at the 9-ball.
I'm going to start with Miss Charlotte in the coffee shop. She wants to know what her soul contract is. And then she has a part 2. All right, Miss Charlotte.
I heard that.
You heard that?
I heard that.
I actually have my ringer on too because the school's been calling to get last minute stuff done with the littles.
I'm threatening myself to take the notifications off again because they're driving me crazy all day long. I'm trying to take a nap and they keep going off. You
I did
women,
not call.
you talk too much.
I did not call.
Oh my God, he has more than 2 friends. What?
Wow. Okay. So, Miss Charlotte, the main contract that Spirit's picking up on is the hidden secrets and things you found out about your husband. Okay, because I know that's a recent divorce. Absolutely. And this is also about finances and how to handle them. It is a worldly thing, and that is part of your contract. You agree to be poor or rich here, believe it or not. That's just something we agreed on. But these are sitting beside the husband, which is a pentacle generational, dealing with that, how to deal with after the husband is gone. Now, how do you survive on your own? That's what you're focusing on right now. That's where you're at in the contract. It's focusing on. But this is coming to a completion. It's been a lot of burden. Remember, the world card is that beautiful victory wreath. It's completion. This is a soul contract that you're wrapping up so you can focus on something else. Okay. All right. Now, her second part is she wants to know, what is Scott's soul contract? Okay.
And a lot of that has to do with past lives and contract. Like we said, your souls come back to play the second role. So you could.
Or the 22nd.
What is that?
Or the 22nd roll.
Or the 22nd role. But you, now the tables are turned and what you could have done in the past comes back. So what did you learn from then? And what did you learn from now? And this is why I really push, do forgiveness. Even though you're angry, you're hurt, whatever, when you release that from this life and past lives, it gets better.
Scott is here to learn how to get control of his emotions. The moon and the King of Cups here. So the King of Cups is a very loving energy, but really knows how to control his emotions. The moon is a misconception of those emotions. So he is here to make sure that he can, let's just say, steer his emotions where they need to be. So talk about somebody who might be triggered easily. He's had to learn how to reel those things in. The Star card, to heal from that emotional trauma that he's been through and learn how to move forward with hope and optimism. Star card also tells me it looks like he's an off-worlder that came here to learn those human emotions and how to control them. And the final one is Seven of Wands, how to stand up for yourself. So if you're basically a doormat with your emotions all the time, it's something that you have to learn, that you are of value and worthiness. You can stand up and defend yourself.
Oh, don't stand. Oh, it's not Friday. Okay, you could stand up. You got nervous.
Oh, you scared me. Okay.
Thought it was Friday for a moment.
Who is singing Frozen? Sean thinks he's watching Frozen. Are we frozen?
He said, "Yeah, well,
I'm not seeing Frozen
then.
on mine."
Sean's jumping timelines too.
Oh my God, it's so crazy, especially when different family members are on a different timeline.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
you're like, you just said this. No, I didn't. 2 people, 2 witnesses, and they said they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
really
some of the things that my family is going through right now, I'm like, yeah, I did that last week. Like, I've already done that. And catch up here, or mustard or mayonnaise, whatever you want. But yeah, been there, done that. All right. Thank you, Joe McWill, for coffees. McBoo, were JL feelings for me infatuation, or did he feel something deeper? Okay. I love question. King, did you have any coffee questions yet?
No.
Okay.
So what was the question, Jen?
McBoo wants to know if JL's feelings were infatuation or real true, like love feelings.
You're welcome, Dragonfly.
Something deeper.
There's a little more I see because they like your conversations, and they like your I want to say spirituality, but a little more than spirituality. They love the connection, intellectual connection. I don't know what you got, John.
There's a lot of this that I'm not trying to be made a nasty here, but a lot of what you think he feels about you is you're telling that to yourself and it's not actually true. This is what you desire for it to be, but it's not actually true. Now, he sees you as a young page, a lot to learn. There's a lot of hope and optimism for you that you really need to make a lot of decisions. Okay. So this is more of a, it's not coming from a love perspective. It's coming from a friendly advice is what he was looking for you to be more patient with yourself. You have to work on yourself. His feelings weren't as deep as you're allowing yourself to believe they are, if that makes sense. Okay. Sometimes when you desire something really, really bad, you try to manifest it, but if it's not meant to be or part of your soul contract, it's not going to happen. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, I was getting the heart, the throat, and the mind. So maybe she needs to grow on that and speak your truth, just like said. You're thinking of. But yes, you do. You a lot of times when I'm watching you guys, you really need to learn to love yourself first. Once you're in that higher frequency, you'll get somebody who is more attracted in that good level instead of a lower level.
Well, there's an old phrase in the dating world: men love a good, confident woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're laminated, then it really doesn't matter, right?
You just slide right off.
Just let the lamination hold it all in.
Yep. Okay, that is it for coffees. So if you don't have any coffees, then I will run over here.
I have plenty of coffee. I just don't have any questions.
Okay. Who's the King of Wands? Who said that? I have to look it up. All right. Brother Roy has the first one. Does Spirit have a message for him today?
Yes.
Yes.
I think he's looking for specifics here. Okay.
What's the next question? Wrong channel.
I saw in the chat where Roy is going to send me a bill for our contract. I'm like, wait a minute. Get your magnifying glasses out. There's some fine print to these contracts, let me tell you.
Oh. Wow.
Oh. Speaking of contracts, those are some cards that flew out. Okay. Roy, 2 cards came out. Ace of Swords. So there is going to be a verbal written contract that's coming up for you. This is divinely sent. 2 of Cups. It's a good emotional contract. It's going to totally change your situation. There's your Wheel of Fortune. This is divinely sent. There's your Hermit Creator card. Okay. So pay attention to if someone's offering you, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, but it's divinely sent to help change. I think it's, wow, you have the Emperor and Empress. I pulled the Emperor first, and that usually tells me it's work related and can also have to do, because I know you're into politics, but the Empress comes in. This can be love as well. Two very powerful people. So Spirit wants you to.
Powerful people in love with them. What?
Yeah, both. It's because he might be able to work a job and find that love.
We talked about a job before. That is so funny.
All right.
She's just as powerful as he is, just the feminine balance to his masculine, basically. But it's a beautiful God-sent contract.
Hello, Hannah. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go. The baby. What's my aura today?
Here, hold on. Let me help you, King.
Okay, it's a dark navy blue that's right tucked up against you. It's really dark. That needs to be lightened up. But the further you get out from it, it's a turquoise color.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
That's sure you'd be good, Dennis.
All right. The baby has the next one. What's her soul contract? Okay. Once again, we'll pick up on what fractal or portion Spirit wants to do.
Skipper said say it.
Okay, Ace of Cups. So we're going to look on your emotional stability and happiness. Okay. And this is family generational. So if you're unhappy with family members, this needs to be focused on. Okay. The King of Cups comes in, and since he's very in tune with his emotions, he also protects those emotions. So he sets boundaries. If there's someone in your family that you need to set boundaries against, you need to do it. Okay. Now, this can also be someone in the community. And this card, the way that I'm getting the feeling of, this is always somebody standing, they feel like they need to stand on a pedestal and show you I'm better than you are. If someone's making you feel that way, you need to set boundaries. Okay. So this is really getting a grip on family issues. And that Ace of Swords comes in here by using your words, speaking your mind, standing your ground, and defending yourself. Okay, love? So that's where you need to focus right now.
Let's not forget questions are closed right now.
Are they still coming in?
Yeah. She's got one. Yeah.
They're paused or closed. We should just close it then.
201.
Yeah, let's close them. I have 18. All right.
I got 21 is what I'm showing.
Yeah, I see 21.
I'm 20. I want to be 21.
Mm-hmm. But you act like 12. No. Generally, I know that if you put mud on bee stings, it will get the stinger out and get rid of the pain. Now, you guys do what? Vinegar?
We do vinegar.
So, Sue got attacked by bees, so trying to give her some advice of what to put on there. So.
The acidic part of vinegar helps draw the stinger out, and it also takes the swelling down. It's better if the vinegar's cold.
No, Brahim, don't knock.
Oh.
The trigger got triggered.
Uh-oh. She slid right off the desk again. All right, moving on.
Roy just slid right off again.
Uh-oh. Sweet Mary Jones here. What's your soul contract? Okay, love. Let's see.
Just turn that frown upside down.
You know, I found out that when I'm not smiling, I look like I'm very angry. I have a
We call that the resting bitch
way
face.
with me. My granddaughter always thought whenever I was studying something, because my eyebrows kind of go together, that I was mad.
He only does that when I call and wake him up.
No, that's only one eyebrow.
Okay.
He's like, hold on, I got to detach them. Okay,
That's the raised eyebrow. Why is she calling me?
No, that's my siblings used to say that when Nadia's eyebrows connected, they meant business. But I can't do it anymore. I tried and it won't work.
That's how those brain cells come together and get you answers. That's when the eyebrows connect.
You hear zzz, zzz.
All right, Mary.
Or you can just plant some hair in between the eyebrows.
No, thank you. That's a Gia. You could have a Gia.
That's a unibrow.
Okay, so really overcoming loss and a lot of the adversities that you've been through, how fast you can overcome them because you know that you had to. Okay. And that has to do with your children in your life. Everything that you've been through, this is the purpose. But right now, you are the purpose. Now your contract is you've raised your kids, focus on you and what you can manifest. This is self-love, being one with Mother Gaia, and absolutely taking care of yourself. But in order to do that, your soul contract is you really need to make some major decisions. And these are emotional decisions. Okay. Now is your time. Now it's Mary's time.
Beautiful.
And so many of us have done that. We've raised our families and are like, now what? Well, I'm going for round 2, apparently. But I know that's temporary.
Yeah.
But now you need to take care of yourself. You need to work on yourself. This is really loving yourself. Find something that you love to do and don't make the next generations your main focus. This is something I have to learn how to do too. So don't feel like you're alone. So
also when the empty nest happens, your throat chakra is still overactive because you've always told them what they needed to do. Wake up, do this, do that. Mm-hmm. So find something that can keep your throat chakra busy, sing, talk to other people, because if not, it will get congested.
Yeah.
Nadia has no problem with that.
Yeah, I raised my son. Now I'll talk to all of you guys.
Oh, goodness. Okay, divinely guided. What's their soul contract? Okay.
I want to know what my soul contracts are.
I was going to say, how much time do you have?
I know, right?
From the beginning of time till the present moment. We'll be back next week.
Speaking of next week, Monday, I'm probably going to have to do an earlier show. Little man has a school assessment that he has to do. I have to take him to that.
That's Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first day of school, and he's got to take a test already.
Well, he's not even starting school till the 19th, but they want to make sure that he can do all those pre-K things. So that he's not going to go to school and pee on everything. So.
Well, a little boy's got to mark his territory, you know?
Note to self, wear pants. That's the good part.
Wear pants. It is on a Monday, so yes, it will be required. Okay, divinely guided. You need to be a little easier on yourself and have more faith in yourself. Why are you so quick to judge yourself? Okay. Give yourself a little mercy and grace. You tend to be harder on yourself than the rest of the world. Your expectations, like the oracles this morning, exceeding expectations, but you can also set that bar way too high. Remember, you ain't Jesus, okay?
There it goes. There it goes.
There you go. All right. The only one that needs to be pointing and saying anything is your divine creator. Stop being so hard on yourself, okay? Follow your faith and just go with the flow. The fool is just he's on his journey, but he's not stopping every 2 seconds and poking fun at yourself, or you shoulda, coulda, woulda done this. You're just going with it. You're just living your life. Don't try to plan it out, and don't pick on yourself if something goes awry, okay? All right.
Because sometimes that awry is being divinely guided to go that way.
Exactly.
So you have to let it go. And also, it's not just you divinely guided. A lot of us here are very critical about ourselves, and that's what we all have to learn to let go of.
Yeah. Well, if you pay attention, because the hermit is the creator, always allow the creator to shine the light on what you need to be working on, not what you think. That's, like Ataska was saying, hold the flashlight over here, hold it still. You don't need to shine it where you want it. Let God shine the light of where he wants you to go. Okay. Now he's not going to force you. That's the benefit of free will. But things would be a whole lot easier if we did it his way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Our Mexican nun, Miss Deb, Sister Grant. What's my main soul contract? Says Spirit today. All right. That you're going back to the convent. Okay. All right. Oh, Deb's going to love me for this. Love Spirit. I'm just handling the cards. She had one fly out. It's one that we all just can't wait to get.
The Hierophant?
Learn to have more patience.
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry. I have to agree on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you're Russian. You need to learn to have more patience in everything because you're not leaning on your hoe enough. Okay. You're trying to poke it and make it grow faster. Okay. All right. All right. So everything will come faster strategically if you have more patience. You're trying to push the issue too much.
Why? Probably about another.
And right now,
45 minutes or so.
The contract that it's focusing on is with Jack. Okay. This is with hubby.
I'll let you drive.
All right. So you need to have patience. That contract will work out
I'll give you my key.
the way it's supposed to. Okay, honey? Okay. Let's see. Beautiful Jamila. Okay. Your soul contract. I think she's Snow White. Oh.
Where's Prince Charming in that picture?
All right. Don't eat any apples today.
Just looking for a glass slipper for Cinderella.
I thought we agreed to go barefoot around here.
Well, that was only Nadia's.
I am sticking with my contract.
Rule.
That was my only soul contract to go down.
Go barefoot.
Go barefoot.
Jamila, they want you to choose something to learn. I don't know if you've thought about going back to school, but to pick something to help you move forward and overcome things, pick something to learn new. I'm not saying you have to go pick up and go to college, but pick something that you really enjoy. Basically, the world's your oyster. You have all these choices in front of you. If you work really, really hard at it, and focus on it, man, the determination, you're the Queen of Wands. Absolutely. She's very trustworthy, full of integrity. Basically, you'd have the world at your feet. So if there's something you're thinking about studying, it could be a spiritual class. You don't have to go to college and say, oh, I have to go become a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. No, think about just taking a spiritual class, anything that you can do to better yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Your contract is leaning towards that today. So, and maybe you're already in school. It's saying stay focused if that's the case. We're always expanding our knowledge one way or another.
Yeah, I can say when I started my true awakening, because I believe we were awakened a long time ago. One of my best mentors said, "Learn everything." So I studied like the numerology and everything.
Right.
And it's not, you don't have to spend money on it. You can learn it on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I need to bow out. I had to
Okay.
take my granddaughter to get her prescription because she's afraid her clot.
Oh,
She
no.
needs her blood thinner. So
Okay. All right, sweetie.
I'll see y'all on Friday.
All right, honey. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Yeah.
She does well.
All right.
Aw, he was having so much fun.
Well, maybe he needs another layer of lamination.
That's probably the contract. He's still circling. Did he like sign
I
up?
don't know. What is going on? I'll remove him. I'll kick him out. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Uh-oh. Jules, your main soul contract right now. You know what I'm going to say. Have that baby.
It's this big.
Have the baby.
You know what? We got too many new people in here. You might need to explain that.
I know I'm going to have to stop mentioning it. Yeah. This is just all has to do with a dream that I had about Sister Jules. And she walked into my dream and was announcing to everyone that she was pregnant. So now I pick on her constantly and want to know when she's having that baby. So,
and a lot of us have like inside jokes because we've been in this group for 2 years now.
yeah.
And sometimes these jokes still stick. So once you get indoctrinated, guys, good luck.
Yep. Once you're in, you can't get out.
Nope.
No, that's actually not true. We have a lot of people that'll stick with us for a while and then they kind of seem to outgrow us. And that's totally fine too. Their contract was just to be here for a short period of time and then they move on. Mm-hmm. No love lost there. We wish them well. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that some of us you'll hear us say, hey, brother, hey, sister, hey, whatever. It's because we've done past lives together. So we kind of continue that greeting. Deb Road Hotel, California. Yes. Such a lovely place, Deb.
Jules, your soul contract is you being on the move, walking away from where you're at right now, actually. They want you to focus on that. Wow. Yep, absolutely. But right now, it's all about timing. You're trying to get the timing right. But remember, this is also Pentacles. It's like, I need the money. I need it to be the right time. It's a balance of both. So you and hubby need to communicate. The King and Queen of Swords. This is about intelligence and communication. Okay. So make sure that you're on the same page. All right. Because if you're not, it can lead to disappointment. Basically, you might have one expectation and Rich might have another expectation. You got to make sure that you're on the same page. If you do this, you will be free and independent and abundant of wherever you're going. So they do. I think you're already doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'll have a really pretty nursery with all that abundance.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. King of Wands. All right, love. Soul contract. Oh, Nadia, I did find out Israel is not in Z's class. They have different teachers.
Oh no. Well,
Yeah.
kind of good because two of those minds together might be dangerous.
If they can just stick to meeting in the cafeteria and on the playground, we might be all right. The school might survive. It'll be all right.
I'm like, if they could find some typical cleaning products, they might not be all right.
Gosh. Poor little things will have to interact with the humans.
That's funny that you said that because I was going to say KO, King of Wands, stop having a lot of kids. He says he has a lot of kids.
Well, you're also very hard on yourself as well. You're focusing on, let's put it in a redneck way. Wish in one hand crap and the other figure out which one fills up faster. You have a lot of unfulfilled wishes that you have right now, okay, that you keep working on. This is wishes sitting there pretty, like, I wish I had this. You want to add to your little collection up here. You constantly want to up yourself, basically. This is work that you're always doing. You're working to get to the next level. Bigger, better, bigger, better. Okay. Spirit is trying to get you to slow down a little bit. Okay. Don't always try to one up yourself and where you're at right now. Be in the moment. All right. Judgment is here. No one is judging you of what you have and what you don't have. Don't be so hard on yourself. Okay. Give yourself a little mercy and grace and be patient for all those beautiful things that you want in your life. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know we have that microwave society of, I got to have it right now. Nope. That patience is another thing. You might be a little distracted with the worldly things. And this is the keeping up with the Joneses. And a lot of people have it. I've had it before. Some things in my life, I still have it. But this is something that you can control. And it just takes patience and some work. So slow down a little bit. Be where you're at. Work on that gratitude. Gratitude of what you have already with the Creator helps ease a lot of that. That's the greatest advice I could give you. Okay. Okay. Push it out, shove it out, baby. Yeah, you need to do that. Go listen to Salt and Peppers. Push it real good. There you go. All right. King of Wands again. Does that mean I have a contract with King and Nadia too? Yes.
Unfortunately.
For who? Him or you? Yes.
I just have to trigger you. That's all I do on my job.
Yeah. You have contracts with every single person you're communicating with in here right now. Mm-hmm. So, everyone. And then we have one giant contract that we all agreed, well, let's all go. If we are individual, then we also have a giant one. We all said that we're one big family.
Yep. And we all said it up at the water fountain up in heaven. So wouldn't it be fun if we all came down and joined together down there?
Wow. Can you imagine that conversation and how that happened? Hey, you want to go do this? Sure.
Yeah, I'll be right there after I learn a little soul lessons. I'll meet you guys down there.
You think about how cool we are, a balance of personalities, because we're all very different. We have a lot of similarities, especially our spiritual journeys. But personality wise, you talk about some could be triggered by the rest of us and vice versa. It's funny.
Yeah, and also a lot of us actually grew up basically the same way. Mm-hmm. You know, and so that's why we understand the traumas and everything, because we've all been there.
Yeah.
Terry is the black sheep. If you're looking for skin color.
But I was too. So now we can't when we're together, we can't technically say that because we're all the black sheep.
We're all the black sheep. Yeah.
So it's when the white sheep walks in the room, we're going, who are you? What do you want? He's like, back off. Okay. Back off. All right. 17. Died when I was 16 and my oxygen dropped to 79 when I had, and passed out and hit my head. Is there a message for you? Okay.
Or a helmet. No.
Yeah. All right. Hi. How are you?
Hello, Lee.
How was your day?
Hot.
Was it hot?
Very.
Yeah, even though it starts out at the wee hours of the morning, it ends right when it's getting scorching hot. They have no air conditioning down in the garage, so it's.
Speaking of black sheep,
Huh?
Uh-huh.
how was
Yeah.
your day? Was it bad?
Did you have a bad day?
That was a good day.
It was a good day. Just hot.
That was a good
We were
day.
talking about black sheep of the families, Lee.
Yeah, he's always been the black sheep too. Now today's his last day where it's a shorter day in the afternoon. Starting tomorrow with school, it'll be from dawn to dusk, basically. All right, 17. So you died. I'm curious to know how long you died. I know that really doesn't matter. I'm just curious. Looks like you have a card that flew out, and it's one of my Yeshua cards. So this is from him personally. I like it. Yep. Yeshua has a message. Talk about soul contracts, because your death, this is slow change. You had to be here during our slow process of changing the way the world is, but your death wasn't time. There's the sun, divine light. This is also helping littles. You're here for humanitarian. You're a big part of this community and will be branching out into the rest of the world. So Yeshua says, he was the one that sent you back here. He's good for that. Do you need me to hand you some scotch tape?
Jen, could it also mean that it helped change her trajectory, that she wasn't doing the contract that she was meant to do?
Wheel of Fortune, yes.
Yes.
To reset you, and justice is to rebalance you. So if something was going crazy before, it's like a reset. It's a quick reset, put you right back where you needed to go. And now look at where you're at. Now this can be a personal family too, with hopes and dreams and that happiness and being fulfilled. If you don't have that with your personal family, blood family, you have it here.
Exactly. But you still need to do the work. I mean, if it's not, you're going to get really bombarded closer to the end of the year. Let everything go. Work on your journey of releasing things that no longer serve you.
I pulled a couple more. If the unnecessary worry does not stop, you're going to have a major tower moment again. You'll have another moment to reset you again. He's great for doing that. It's like I set you on the path, then you start to veer off, he will jerk you back. Yeah. Unfortunately, those are tower moments in our life.
And I can say from her numbers, because she puts her date of birth. Mm-hmm. You're missing the 19. So if you add all of that, your life path number is 9. You're here for new beginnings, but you're not getting yourself prepared for the new beginning because you're still holding on to things. And unfortunately, like the traumas that you're going through with the surgery and all that is because you're still holding on to traumas.
Yeah.
And once you let that go, the traumas, the pain, the numbness, whatever, it's carrying the burden on your shoulder, our arm problems. Yeah. You know, so once you release that, your body will feel better.
Agreed. All right, Sister Bets, your main soul contract.
The main, not the sub.
Main, all right.
I think our main soul contract is to meet Sue.
Yes. They're soul sisters, but they were also spouses. So Okay, so you have a card that popped out immediately. Now, of course, this is always your divine creator, but in this aspect, this is all about doing some soul searching. This is really, you have challenged your soul to find and work on yourself. What are you working on? All those things that you're holding on to for dear life. And
Mhm.
a lot of us are doing that. You hold on to things that you're not willing to release. What's happening is that it makes you sick.
Yeah.
Okay. So we really do need to put in the work. We need to charge forward. Now, remember, the Knight of Swords is about determined to go forward. Remember, throat chakra, swords, working on your voice. You have to release that. So soul searching to the point. Stop blaming yourself. You're making yourself, so you're taking on way too much. We all do it.
Mhm.
We need to release that. And the death card comes in. Release it. It's a slow change. Let things die the way they need to. Okay. We
Well,
just tend to hold on to things because we think we won't have anything left. God needs you to release it and make room for the good stuff
for the
coming.
new stuff, exactly. And now I think I'm going to add this segue right now. Some people believe it, some people don't, but it's the 8-8 portal, Lionsgate portal. And this year is 888, 3/8.
Mm,
So this is for abundance, prosperity. It's the infinity sign. So what you guys are going to manifest, start today before tomorrow comes in. Talk about health or releasing and receiving. Put those in your little meditations or mantras. So and then you can start having room for new things to come in.
right. Yep. And you can think outside the box.
Hmm.
It's it's like our King of Wands when he set the bar too high. If there's things that you desire, you also have to be practical. I'm not saying it's not possible, but the timing of things happening, you have to, reel it in a little bit. But
Hmm.
we also set the bar too low for ourselves spiritually. We're capable of so much more. We need to raise our expectations for ourselves of what we're capable of.
We'll put that out in the universe because of the infinity. What you're going to put out today or tomorrow will come back to you. So
Yep.
release it.
Yeah. I one of the greatest things that I like to put out there is I am divinely made. I am a divine creation that deserves and was given in my inheritance from my creator abundance, happiness, and completion with fulfillment in my life. It's mine.
Yeah.
I inherently inherit it. I get it. It's mine. And I declare it. And then immediately within the same breath, give gratitude to the creator for allowing me to be that and to have it. All right. Sister Marcy, what's your soul contract? All right. I'm laughing at Wings. And I was saying, it's mine. I deserve it. Instantly, he shows me Finding Nemo with the seagulls. Mine, 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 mine.
At least it wasn't Dory, so that's good.
That's true. I'm not swimming in circles.
Well, while you're pulling on her, we usually have a meditation on prosperity in the Arhatic yoga, and I'm just going to say a little if you like this mantra. It's part of Master Choa's mantra that we say after our meditation, but it says, "My life is blessed with so much abundance, so much prosperity, and so much success. I am blessed with a tremendous prosperity, and I live a life of moderation, discipline, and spirituality. I am healthy and very happy. I am enjoying every moment of my life." So when you put that out in the universe can hear it, and it comes back to you in many folds.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are putting out there, it's practicality. You're not going to be like, I have millions of dollars, and you're putting that you are blessed, and the abundance will come.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, Marcy, you have a beautiful reading. You've really been doing some work, love.
Yes.
You have a reading, the star card. This is hope and optimism. Have you been working on self-healing? Because if you have been, this is victory. I mean, this is an action fire sign where you've really been putting in the work and it's about to pay off. So this is another completion of a soul contract. You're going to be moving on to another one. You have realized that you truly are the magician, that you have all those tools to control that infinity, that cause and effect. You've learned cause and effect in the sense of, well, if I do this, it's a negative outcome. If I do this, it's a positive outcome. You have learned these skills. Now it's time to move on. So you're actually at a breaking point. You take that infinity sign. You're kind of in that middle section where you're about to start another cycle. So you're going to move on to something else. So they're saying, good job. You're wrapping up a lot of this healing stuff. Now they're going to focus you on something else. Okay.
Right. Well,
It looks like learning a new skill. Page of Swords is learning something new. So if there's something you want to consider taking, a course or learning a new spiritual gift, consider doing it. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna help Dennis be on the show.
Oh, shop face.
I know. See, I'm gonna add it.
Okay. All right. Bye, King of Wands. He has to go. All right. All right. Mary Jean, can you change your soul contract?
Yes.
You can. Yes. Now me personally, I believe this has a lot to do with the conversation that you have with your creator, because what you think your contract is actually probably not it. It's preached into our head so many times that divorce is bad. God doesn't like it. I'm not saying that's not true, but do you think that your divine creator wants you into an abusive relationship to where you could die? I don't think so. I think we need to think, well, that's my contract. I have to. No, I don't think that your life should be threatened if it's a life-threatening situation. Those are contracts that you're allowed to break. Divorces are okay.
Yeah, you're allowed to break it. However, sometimes in past life that was your exit point. So it's very much more complicated than how we're putting it. If your exit at every time was to die at the hands of somebody, that's not a contract that's probably broken.
Right.
Unless the divine intervenes and says, no, this time we're not gonna. But like Jen said, you don't know what contract you agreed to.
Right.
So how do you know to break it?
Yeah. Yeah. Just like I've talked a lot about, if someone's not resonating with, this could be a blood relative, it could be a friend, and you're like, I can't handle the drama anymore. I have to walk away. It's okay. That's all right. You can do it with your own family members. And you're like, well, I'm contracted. I'm blood related to them. How do you just break it? By stop contacting them. But if it's meant for you to come back around, like what I'm going through right now, it will happen.
Yeah.
But this is a very personal, intimate, case by case situation. So,
I can say, Jen, in your situation, I mean, if you would have broke that contract, you would have never experienced the end of that contract.
True. Yeah.
So not all contracts are bad. It's what you're getting out of it.
Yep.
So if you're learning that this is the worst soul contract, well, then you're not learning it.
Right. Exactly.
So make sure you do understand that if something's going right, it's something that has to be released from you,
right,
or something that, and I can also add that these Mercury retrogrades that keep coming every 4 times a year, is to make sure, did you release what you were working on in
Mhm.
order to pass that test, in order to figure out what the contract was.
Right.
And if you didn't, it gets harder and harder and harder.
Well, and everyone's soul contract, like if Nadia and I, we have a soul contract with each other.
Okay.
Our
Yeah.
contract requires me to learn certain things with being in that contract, and then it requires her to learn certain things, and they may not be the same thing.
They're not, yeah, they may not be the same thing. Exactly.
So, we have to be careful when we start talking about breaking contracts because that other person may not be ready to break a contract. So it's a very intricate balance of things. If you're concerned about it, I say pray and meditate on it and allow God to lead you in the direction you need to go because I'm no expert on everyone's individual situation. That's a case by case situation. But yeah.
And there
All right.
is, you can actually, Dolores Cannon talks about it. You can actually want to break the contract. You can. However, it doesn't say you're not going to come back and learn it again.
Right.
So you can actually break it, but you don't want to go through this again.
Exactly. And now that we know that we're not going to be forced to, and we actually have the choice and opportunity to live in harmony with our creator in our beautiful family for
Mhm.
eternity, let's choose that. That sounds great. All right. JoJo wants to know her soul contract. All right. And then we have 6 more and we will call it a day.
It's funny you say 6. I have 9. And I'm not
Well,
starting.
we'll go back. I'll go back after I finish these and we'll find out what I've missed.
You want me to try while you're pulling? Okay,
Okay.
I'll do that. Where's 9? Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Jojo, this is interesting that your contract is really learning how to put the work in, all right, and waiting for the divine creator to let you keep what you need. I don't know, you're a giver, okay, but the creator is trying to let you know that you do realize that it's okay to give to yourself, right? Okay, you don't have to give everything away. You have worked hard for what you have in your life. Don't feel like you have to be left out in the cold. This is an empath problem. This
Yes.
is constantly giving and giving and giving. When was the last time you did something for yourself? You're allowed to keep a little bit of those resources and love for yourself. It's just like if you have a job and you get paid, pay yourself first. Do something nice for yourself. Okay. I don't care if you just go buy yourself an ice cream cone. Whatever you need to do, treat yourself. That's self love. Okay. So, right now, your soul contract says learn to give to yourself before others. It's okay. Give yourself permission. I know we're all raised to believe, well, that's selfish.
Yeah.
You're not keeping it all, you're just taking a little bit.
But we were programmed that way.
I know.
Yes.
And now we're under deprogramming because it's
Yeah.
okay. We're taught that self love is pride and egotistical. And we
And-
know that there is a great balance between you need the ego, it keeps you alive.
Yeah.
But you have to know the difference. It's okay to love yourself. That's not selfish.
No, it's not. But we were programmed that as mothers, as fathers.
Oh yeah,
we-
especially
we were-
females.
We can't have anything unless my husband is content, unless my children are content, unless my parents are content. But you know what? And this, I love this analogy because it's so true. When you get on a plane and they do the safety and they say put the mask on you first,
Mm-hmm.
how, if you don't put it on you first, how can you breathe it or be healthy enough to take care of the others?
Right.
So put your boundaries up. We are all empaths and we all want to help everybody, but you can't if you are not well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're not, I had to learn that. I'm learning it later in life, especially after I've raised my kids and done and done and done for everyone. You can't, everyone else can't be okay if you're not okay,
Mhm.
because it's an early death sentence. It really truly is. You're running yourself into the ground. And for what? Well, it's for my family and I love them. I know, but you're breaking your own contract.
Do you love yourself? Exactly. There was one joke that said, they asked the husband, if the woman was sick for 2 days, how long would you be sick?
Mm.
He said, for the male, and he's like, can I have a context? What's the illness and this and that? And he goes, yeah, if she's sick for 2 days, I think it would take me about 4 or 5 days to get over it, because we just feel like we have to keep pushing on.
Yeah.
We're strong, we're tough,
or you go to the extreme, especially as a mother, is we can't be sick. You're just not allowed. You don't have time. You just can't.
Exactly. That's why we speed the healing.
Yeah.
But yet we still have the underlying illness, but we can manage because we're worried about the other well-beings.
Yeah. Mind over matter.
Exactly.
You know, because we've moms have basically mastered the skill of ignore it, it'll go away. But unfortunately, sometimes the creator can slow you down in a heartbeat by making sure that he stops you dead in your tracks until you deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can't just sweep it under the rug and say, oh, the floor's not dirty. Mm-hmm. It's still there.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what the hell is under my rug?
Yeah. All right, Skipper. What is Freya's soul contract and why is she getting hives? Okay.
I got. Believe it or not, her mama has a contract with you guys too. And she's worried. Female.
Yeah, as I was shuffling the cards, I got that pit in my stomach thing, and that's worry.
Yeah, it's she's worried, and she's her stomach. So it's because of mama. She wants mama too. She wants everybody to be happy.
This is worry. This is separation anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolute separation anxiety. Fear of someone moving away, losing it all. Yeah. Somebody might just take the action to just get up and leave. So this is an upset that's causing worry, causes hives.
Yeah.
If there's an ongoing court case, this needs to be settled before she feels happily and safe and okay. So there's going to take a lot of verbal and reassurance that she's okay and that she's safe.
If she has the energy in the home where she's at, that is safe and there is no fear,
right, then
she'll be able to relax a little. But I think there's still a lot of tension where she's at. Structure
and stability are very important.
Don't buy love. I mean, just let her understand that stress-free as much as you can. Raise the frequency in the home.
Quality time.
Yeah.
That's so much more important. Yeah. All right. The baby. Will this rash I have ever go away? Was everybody got rashes today?
Here's a baby. You need this.
The baby now has the fleas. Okay.
Okay. Well, the rash I have that. Well, that's what's a stress, the baby. That's with all the stress you're going through. It internalizes. So we always talk about, whatever the thoughts are on your aura, and it comes right into you as a disease. So.
Well, when I said her aura is extremely dark midnight blue right up against her, this is the energy of those hives or rash. But then once you branch out and get away from it, it's a turquoise color. But it's what's clinging to her immediately is dark. That has to be cleaned up.
Now, blue, Jen, is that more throat stuff? Is it the blue color of the throat?
It is because the throat chakra is needed more. She has to speak, stand up, take a stance of defending herself.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be angrily. It doesn't have to be as long as you express your concerns.
Mm.
Then once your aura comes out, cleans out with these thoughts that you are holding in, that rash will go away.
Okay. So this is an issue still with the sibling.
Yes.
I know that you have issues with your brother. Okay. There's a lot of judgment going back and forth here. Okay.
Yeah.
There needs to be more patience, more mercy, and grace. Okay. Now I'll let you decide who needs to do more because that's a personal thing. If you think you're in the right. But as far as this rash goes, that's the distraction. That is the cause. Okay. So if you can settle this situation, then it will go away. But you've got to have peace. It may require that forgiveness, healing, and meditation that you need to do after you have physically, verbally spoken your mind. Then you have to release it. That's not the stopping point. You have to release that. You cannot carry that because it's in the form of a rash now.
Yeah. So what happens is, like we say, the CEO, CFO. So the constant thoughts go down to the nitpicking. And if you can't release that, that's where it goes into your aura and it causes a disease. That's exactly what disease means.
Exactly. All right. 17 just came to me. Did Pepsi and Coke have nanoparticles that glowed in them? Oh, wow.
They do have nano. I didn't know they glowed, but they do have it. Yes.
Is this a recent thing?
Oh, they just came up. They just found about it, but it should be, I'm a nano. You're a nano. Wouldn't you like to be a nano?
You know that there's probably not too many food products out there. I know it's being cleaned up now, but they've probably been putting it in our stuff for a long time.
Exactly. I wonder if that's what the solar flares are going to attack.
That's a good question. So yeah, they did. These are the thieves and liars. Of course, they didn't tell you about it. Of course, they're not going to. Oh, she got a Vaseline Vippy there. So yeah, they didn't tell you about it, but this is good. It's being wrapped up. We're moving out of troubled water. So this is not going to be an issue anymore. They've set boundaries. So that tells me the good guys have told them you can't do this anymore. You're not allowed to. They put it in there deliberately. This is a huge distraction. So that tells me it messes with the pineal. But that 9 of Wands is also makes you feel worn down and tired. If you're too tired to fight them back, then you're not going to have the strength to defend yourself. So that's one of the purposes. And the base card says it all. It's to keep you enslaved and chained to the bad guy. That's the devil. Yep.
Because all those nanos can be triggered by the higher 5G that they were trying to install.
Yeah. If they can activate that and get you to do what they want you to do, you're just a zombie at that point. Yes, Miss Vippy.
So, is it the solar flares that are going to kill these little nanos?
Okay.
You okay, buddy?
How is Mr. Schneider?
He just got up from his nap.
Oh, must be nice.
I think the lawn guy interrupted it. Can you take another nap for Miss Jen? Thank you. He said no. He's up.
It looks like it's actually a combination. But we have to be in the mindset because for some people, these flares, it's not going to affect them at all because their spirituality is not where it is, and there's too much worry. This is worldly worries. But to answer your question, it's a combination of the solar flare and our love energy. There's your lover's card.
Yeah.
That's what's going to take that down. So, yeah. And I think that our love frequency and energy is just going to be on steroids with that flash. And that's what's going to take it all down. And it'll be lost. Now, this card also tells me that those that aren't concentrating on the spiritual side, they're the ones that are going to miss out, which is sad. but that's something that they have to work on. That's their contract.
Their contract, exactly.
Yeah. All right. King of Wands. I know he will probably go back and get the answer because he had to leave. Does that mean guides have contracts with us too? Yes.
Yes.
Now, your guardian angel is specifically made according to your soul. Wings was created when I was created. So our personalities, that's why they don't get sick of you, because they basically are you in angelic form. You are the best of friends, and you have a contract.
Mine are really hilarious.
Wings has
amazing.
They have our personality, sense of humor. So if Wings tells a joke, there's never ill intent behind it. It's funny. It's laughter. I get the sarcasm. But yes, he was contracted and agreed to be with me through all of eternity. And after I'm back home with creation, then we'll just be the best of friends. He won't have to protect me from anything. But yeah, your guides, your ascended masters, you agreed to do this with yourself. Your higher self agrees to help your lower self out.
Exactly. That's what I was just going to say. Yeah, you are your higher self. Your higher self went through what you're going through, so they do guide you.
Yeah, exactly. So those are contracts as well. All right. Miss Vippy again. Look at this.
Well, I had to do that because you guys paused really quick and I didn't have time to bring it in.
My mom from the same star family. Okay.
I should ask, what's my soul contract? But I think it's not to stop talking.
Trigger people.
Trigger people. I'm like, you're welcome. And you're welcome.
Wow. Multiples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. There's your Page of Wands looking up at the divine creator. This is gratitude, optimism. Yes, you have a very strong yes. There's your Ace of Swords, but it's multiple star families. So she's a hybrid just like the rest of you. You are. Absolutely. So, and with that many children, she probably has a little drip drops of each of you because you're all not from the same place.
Oh, I know. One's from Mars.
And I'm not going to call your mother a mutt because she'll smack me. But that's what it is. It's just she's a good combination of a little bit of everything. Yes, absolutely. All right. Now, the last one that I have is Sue. I'll do hers, and then if you've got some stragglies, let me know, and I'll go back and do them.
I had Colleen retype hers on the bottom, and then the skipper had a question. He said he heard why she's getting hives, but he didn't hear what was her soul contract for Freya.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll go back and readdress it. All right. Sue, does Spirit have anything to tell me today? All right.
Go back and see what we missed. You did do the other three. You did. It just was never taken off. So that makes sense. Okay.
Sue, give yourself a little bit of time, balance here, because your spiritual gifts, your intuitive skills are sharpening very, very fast. All right. So whether you feel that you're connected to all these retrogrades or this lion's portal or whatever it is, your intuitive skills, your spiritual skills, this is a high priestess. Okay. You're being called, your gifts are being pulled out of you there. That means that activated, not removed from you, but activated. Waiting for the right time. So timing of where you're at in your contract is very, very important. This is going to happen a lot faster than you expected because it's needed and it's happening to a lot of us. So Spirit wants you to pay attention. Okay. Right now, The base card is 1 foot in and 1 foot out. The Two of Wands is kind of, you got some decisions to make. Because you do have the right to say, no, I don't want to activate that gift. You do have that free will to say, no, I do not want to be clairvoyant or something like that. You have every right, but they're encouraging you to do it. Learn the new skills. Page of Swords is getting new knowledge. So they're focusing on your spiritual gifts, and they also want you to do that. Okay. Let's do Colleen had it. Have I fulfilled my soul contract with my kid's father so I can move on? Maybe in the 3D. I am going to pull cards for you, but you will always have a soul contract with him because you have children. So as long as the children are here, that energy is there. Now, whether you 3D relationship and talk to him or not is different. But let's see what the cards say. You absolutely can, Colleen. Yes. So this relationship, this marriage, this is something that you can move on and find a new one. It's fine. You are meant to be happy. You're not meant to be sad and down and depressed and feel like that you're trapped from that contract. So in that aspect, yes, it is completed. You can give yourself permission to remarry or find a new love relationship. Wheel of Fortune reversed. That means the contract's up. Okay. Now you can start going the other way and find something that fulfills you. But like I said, as long as there's children, it'll be there, but it doesn't have to be in your face.
Okay. So what I got was, that soul contract was completed. However, you still have a different contract with him. Probably communication that is not marriage related or intimate.
Yes.
It teaches you to still use your words.
Yes.
Still use your strength.
Yeah. The contract is not going to completely go away because you do have those physical children, but it just gets revamped or retitled, so to speak. All right. Now, Skipper, let's go find out what Freya's soul contract is. I know that's what you wanted to know.
She's a starseed. And I think it is too, same thing as that soul contract with grandparents. And she's trying to bridge between you and, I know her mother is not biologically your daughter, but it is to connect some kind of a relationship there.
Wow.
What?
She's here to fix her mother.
Yeah.
It's part of it. Absolutely. Yeah. This is the slow change that the mother needs to go through. Okay. She's willing to go through this burden to help balance out all the conflict and worry, justice and conflict. She actually volunteered to do this because it rebalances out her mother. A lot of these little star seeds are gifts to help balance out someone else's contract. That's her job.
Yeah. And what we forgot to mention, or what I forgot to mention in the beginning, was even though she came in through her mother through that contract, that soul contract connected you to her mother. So because you guys are probably more awake than mom is, she had that connection. It's so amazing how so many of us soul family members come down and we're like, how did we ever get involved with that person in our family?
Absolutely. Skipper, you actually come into this. There's the Emperor. So you do play a role. This is gift giving. This is back and forth. You are meant to be in her life because it helps. If Freya's going to help heal her mama, you got to help heal Freya. This is a give and take thing. All right. The Queen of Wands is all about healing. and having determination to get up and keep going. And you're part of her backbone to keep doing that. See how all those little contracts are linked together.
Yeah. It's like her contract is, can you help me? Can you help me help her, please?
Yeah.
And that's how that all works out. And eventually her mom will see a different side.
Yeah. But we don't get to control the timing of that.
Exactly.
We have to dismiss that microwave mentality, and it may take slow cooker.
It does. It takes time. It takes time, but yeah, don't put any negativity. And even though you think she's not hearing you or she's sleeping, she is. So don't bring that negative energy. I'm not saying you guys do. I'm just saying it in general.
Yeah.
That negative energy lingers in the house, and the kids pick up that frequency.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Energy is very contagious. So we choose which wolf to feed when it comes to energy. Which one do we want to put out there? So absolutely make sure that it's the good one. Okay. All right, Miss Vaseline. We made it through a little over 2 hours. It was a good show.
It was, and a lot of good questions, a lot of good congratulations on your soul contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just have to all remember, try not to sum your contracts up into one. It is because as long as this meat sack is living and breathing, all those little fractals are made into one. But you can really just break them down into these minute ones. So,
and it doesn't mean you came with just one soul contract. You have lots of little minor ones, like you guys, like in school, you major in some and you minor in some.
That's right. Yeah.
So, congrats.
Yeah.
We're going for graduation day, 5D.
Woohoo! All right.
And then we'll learn more.
Yes, I know. Well, I know that we've got a contract to come back here on Friday. King's going to host that. That'll be our potpourri and whatever we get into. So bring some more questions and we'll get to them. Let me refresh this coffee page real quick just to make sure I don't miss anybody. All right. We're good. All right. Well, that's it. I'm going to go see the littles, and they have school tomorrow. Yippee! Okay.
That's a contract.
It is a contract. Yeah, it is. I'm going to go see my hubby.
And raise frequency, guys. We're in the Leo sign of love and self-love. So let's shine that. So when we get to the portal, it's going to be beautiful.
Even if you have to yawn your way through it. I do. To start yawning, I love you. I really do.
There's a lot of our contract, like when I give some advice to some of my clients, I'm starting to tell them to do the laughing Buddha. If you guys ever been in a Chinese restaurant and
that is the funniest thing, but it works. It does.
I had you do it, Jen.
Yes, I know. And I'm like, this feels insane, but it works.
Yeah, and you just laugh like, and it does release a lot from the throat, a lot of energy that expels. So practice laughing Buddha, everybody.
All right. All right, guys.
Love you guys.
Yeah. Blessings. I love ya. Have a good evening. Bye.